Three. Okay, it's all recording.
Did all my end.
We are recording. Yeah.
Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Darren, and today I am with my buddy of mine, known since high school. He's doing YouTube videos. Say hello to Darizus.
Yo, what up?
Yeah, there we go. So today we'll be talking about Legion, and it's another one of those videos where people are talking about Legion, but we have face cams to make it a little bit interesting. Topics we're going to cover are Demon Hunters, artifact weapons, class changes, class halls, Dalaran, the main city, and the zone. More aesthetics of how it looks, rather than like lore or anything else about it. If you guys want to check out Darizus, links to his channel will be in the description below. Let's get to the video. All right, so Demon Hunters.
Yes, Demon Hunters.
A lot of complaint, like
10 out of 10 would bang.
We would bang.
Yes.
It's like they're blind. Would you feel bad about it? They are blind.
What they can't see won't hurt them.
Okay.
I mean, if they're blind, I don't have to worry about putting a bag over my head. So
they're a lot like rogues in the agility aspect of them. They're kind of like monks in mobility, and they are taking away metamorphosis from demonology warlocks altogether.
Yeah.
Like they actually take an ability that has been with demonology warlocks since Wrath, that they had this whole time as part of the main mechanic, and they're just stripping it apart. What are your thoughts?
The warlocks just not have that ability anymore? Like you're saying they took it from them and gave it to the Demon Hunters? Like do the warlocks just not have it anymore?
Well, they're reworking warlocks, which is one of the things we'll talk about, class changes, but warlocks are going to be more about summoning demons rather than like turning into one, and they're going to give the metamorphosis to Demon Hunters instead.
Oh, okay, so the metamorphosis is... Oh, wow.
Because metamorphosis has been a Demon Hunter thing since like RTS Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess it made sense to give it to demonology warlocks since they're like demon aspect or related or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of complaint about it, like
I mean, I can see where people would like be mad. I mean they're always going to be mad, but just because it's like, oh, this thing that it's like really cool that we've had for like a while is now being gone. It's like, what the hell? But at the same time, it's like, people always complain when they make some big change, and then like a month or two later, it's like, oh, I love this. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's like people are gonna bitch now, but I mean, a month or two in, it'll be dandy.
Like I'm actually excited to play like a Demon Hunter. I mean, Demonology Warlock. The way I'm thinking they're gonna make him is like Puppet Master. You're at a distance and you just control a bunch of pets.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm excited about that. Next topic. Artifact weapons. With Legion, just for anybody who's not informed, you live under a rock, first of all, move out. Second is, artifact weapons is going to be a weapon that is given to you, or, well, granted through a quest line, and each 36 different specs are going to have a separate weapon for themselves and a quest line, and the weapon is going to be how you get passives and abilities. So instead of adding talents and abilities in Legion, you simply will level up your weapon, which gives you, like, procs and passives, and maybe even whole new abilities that change your whole playstyle and even rotation. What are your thoughts on artifact weapons?
At first, I actually was like, what? That's kind of strange because, since I don't really do I know you're all about PvP, but that's where we differ because I don't really do any PvP. Like I only do PvE really. And so when I first heard that, I'm like, well, what's that going to do to raiding? Because it's like, we do these raids in hopes to like get gear and stuff, and, so a lot of the time it's like we go and do this boss hoping like some, glorious weapon drops. But now it's like, what is the point of that? Because that basically changes like the whole reason for going into raids and getting gear. Because now you don't have to worry about like going and raiding in order to get like a weapon, like the really cool weapon at the end of the raid that looks really cool and just matches my transmog perfectly. But now there's no reason for that, just because everyone's gonna have like this one weapon that levels up with them, and you just don't have to worry about it anymore. So at first I was like, that's kind of strange. But the more I think about it, it's like, oh, well, that's actually kind of cool. Because, no, I've never really seen that in any other game. I think I saw the first time I kind of saw something like that was Fable, maybe, I think. Like Fable 3, which didn't do so well.
Yeah,
I think it was Fable 3, wasn't it?
yeah,
Or something like that.
yeah.
I could be wrong. And so now that I'm like, the more I think about it, it's like, well, that's cool. Like the fact that I'll get like a really legendary weapon in like the game's lore to use for myself to customize it. You level it up with you. So just like you have like your skills and talent trees, your weapon will have its own like skills and talent trees too. So it's like the more I think about it, the more it kind of seems like that could be really interesting. Just I guess it would make your character customization just like that much more diverse, I suppose.
Yeah, it comes with a whole story, like, well, something to
Hmm.
mention. Fire mages get a dagger from Kael'thas Sunstrider, which is a big prominent figure in the lore. Paladins get the Lightbringer from Uther. Death Knights get Piece of Frostmourne from Lich King. But it also locks certain classes, certain weapons, like, as mentioned,
Yeah,
Frost DKs. Normally they can choose two playstyles. One, a weapon in each
yeah.
hand, or a two-hander in both hands. They're going to be locked to
Hmm.
only, like, weapon in each hand. They can't. They only will dual wield. They can't two-hander.
Oh, I didn't even
While
think about that.
while an Unholy DK will be the two-hander spec. And like a Fire Mage will have a dagger, they confirm that a Frost Mage will have a staff, and an Arcade
Hmm.
Mage will have a staff. So it locks certain classes and specs to like
Hmm.
specific weapons, but I actually don't think that's all that bad. Because they're pretty much making the weapon part of the class slash spec,
Yeah,
so and with the way that it's
that's.
advanced.
Yeah, I actually never even thought about like what you just said, like the fact that these classes will now be locked to I guess that certain weapon type. I didn't even think about that one. So now that I'm thinking about that, it's like, oh yeah, I guess that is kind of like a big setback, just because it's like if you play if I don't know, like what would you say like the Frost Death Knights will have two-handed swords?
Yeah, they'll have a weapon in each hand. Dual
Yeah,
wield.
so it's like if they did anything other, that's gonna suck for them when they do this and become locked to just like the dual wielding weapons. So I guess that is like a bit of a setback, but I mean it's whatever.
I
I
mean,
still think it's gonna be really interesting.
yeah, I actually look forward to it because it's just like it's such a big change, and
I just really want to know like what let's see like what are like all the weapons gonna be because like there's so many specs. Like they said, yeah, we're gonna do one for every spec. Well, that's a lot of
yeah.
legendary weapons, and there really isn't that many well-known legendary weapons unless you're just gonna like go and make some up.
Well, I mean, they kind of do make some up. Like for druids, they get like
Yeah,
fangs instead of weapons, and it changes the
yeah.
whole like cat form.
But luckily, that's just cool in general. So I guess people will like go with that.
Yeah,
Um,
like it's been a
but like,
question for rogues. Like, there's only one prominent figure that's a rogue, is Valyria Stangvanar, seen in the game only for one expansion, but she's not even known in the game. She's like a comic book character.
yeah,
Varian Rin lore stuff. So she has like these green daggers, and you'll be able to see them like in Hearthstone pictures. She has like these green fell daggers. That is the only character in lore. That dagger is going to assassination rogues or subtlety, and it was like, what are the other specs getting? So it's just I don't know. I think it's I'm just I would like to see again, as you said, like what each weapon is.
hmm.
Just to take a look at it, just see who we get weapons from, who's the
But
like
they're clearly gonna hold that one off until like last minute before we can see all of them.
probably. I feel like even though it is kind of a setback that everyone is locked to a weapon, it
Uh-huh.
defines a spec on its own a little bit more because they have a specific weapon just for them.
Hmm.
And with the Demon Hunters being introduced, they're the only ones that can use the Warglaives. It makes other specs and classes just as interesting and special as a Demon Hunter. So, kind of doesn't count out other classes out of the game completely. Because
I
like
know
as soon
that.
as you log into Legion, there's going to be Demon Hunters
Oh,
everywhere.
of course, and I'll
Yeah,
be one of them probably.
yeah.
Oh, of course, everyone's gonna be doing demon hunters. Um, my only question is, or at least that I can think of right now, is when it comes to like um the artifact weapons, is I know obviously we can like customize how they'll look. No, well, at least we'll have like a wide variety of different looks to choose from. But can we still transmog them?
Yeah, they said that you'll be able to
Oh,
transmog
okay,
the weapon
that's
itself,
cool.
but you won't be able to transmog other weapons as the artifact weapon. So artifact weapon is its own
Hmm.
thing, and you cannot apply the look of artifact
I mean,
weapon.
I'd be okay with that. I mean,
Yeah, because I
I'm just
mean,
saying, like,
like,
if you don't like any of the looks of like the artifact weapons, it's like you shouldn't be, stuck to them.
oh
To
yeah,
the fact that you should still be able to like make them look like anything else, I guess. Make it look like a piece of crap if
yeah,
you want.
yeah.
I'd be down.
Hmm.
Just make it look like a level, I don't know, level 10, like toothpick.
Yeah, pickaxe.
I'm gonna cut you with my toothpick.
Use the shovel, pitchfork, stuff like
Shovel.
that.
Ooh, they should do that. Like transmog, like shovels,
They do have
like
a shovel that you can transmog into. It's a
or
garrison
like
thing.
or like rakes and hoes.
They do have that actually
Oh my
in a
God.
garrison. You just would never
What?
see it. Yeah, it's like the
Oh, it's over near like the garden
yeah,
thing, isn't it?
yeah.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that. And we can transmog our weapons to look like
I
those.
think so.
I never actually tried that. I really want to try that now. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go do
Um,
that.
next topic is class halls, which is pretty much
What about
like
class changes?
oh yeah, my bad. Class changes. Scratch that. All right, so
Duh.
a lot of class changes. So repeat again which ones you know about.
Well, uh, two, I guess. One of which only because you just told me about it. The warlocks losing their what was the ability called?
Metamorphosis.
More, yeah, their metamorphosis,
Mm-hmm.
and the hunter become what that hunter spec, which was it?
Survival.
Survival hunter
Yeah.
becoming melee
Yeah.
and losing like the bows.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really about all I know.
For hunters, also marksman is losing the pet completely. It's just going to be ranged with just a weapon, like a
Oh, okay.
gun
Well,
or a bow.
I guess that makes sense. Okay, I'm fine with that actually.
Other class changes, they want to separate warriors a bit more. Like arms and fury are pretty much same thing, so just a question of like what
Uh-huh.
weapons you have. Just one two-hander or two-handers in each hand because fury.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to make fury more of like a hack and slash, like speedy berserk, but arms more like precise strikes, like really powerful, very precise
Yeah.
strikes. So they
Uh-huh.
want to change them up a bit. Um, Warlocks, I don't think they're doing anything crazy about that. I haven't heard nothing about mages. Monks, I think, are staying the same. They said something about rogues. They want to make combat more of a pirate spec. Like they described it as pirate, but it's never been like anything
Okay.
pirate based. So everybody's hoping that rogues will have like a cutlass and a gun in the other hand. So
That'd
yeah,
be kind of interesting.
they want to make subtlety
A
more of
gun.
a ninja spec. They want to make it be able to
Ooh.
weave and out of like
Yeah.
stealth as part of
Uh-huh.
mechanic, not just like use a cooldown for it, but like part of its mechanic is go on stealth, get out stealth, and then they want to
Mm-hmm.
make assassination just damage over time, poisons and bleeds and everything. So I think those are the only
See,
big changes that they announced.
well, so from like what you gave me there, it seems like now they're going into like every spec and trying to make it as different from the other specs as possible,
Mhm.
which I'm actually no, I'm okay with that actually. Um, it's but after like when you consider that the artifact weapons, and I guess you could even count like the class halls too.
Mhm.
Um, and I guess I did say this like when they made the announcement that they are really really trying to add some diversity to like all the classes and like just your characters in general when it
Mhm.
comes to like the weapon. Now it's like the weapons, the specs, your guild or your not your guild halls, but your class halls. They are trying to make like every player's experience just as different from anyone else's as possible because they're adding like basically half of what I've seen so far out of this new expansion is just like new, I guess, customizable stuff that you can make your own. So, but no, thinking about it, it's like, oh, well, they did say that, didn't they? Back when they made the announcement, they did say that they were actually aiming for like more class diversity. So now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, oh, I sound stupid because they did say that. But I like it. I like that.
I like it as well.
Hmm.
With the introduction of Demon Hunter, a lot of people are just gonna flock over to it, but I just like the
Oh, I know
fact that
because everyone
they're
wants to double jump.
yeah.
That's all. I I I know they can see through walls and double jump. That's all I know. That's all I need to know. That's all I care about.
They can
Double
also
jump.
apparently see rogues while we're stealthing, so
yeah, you're screwed.
There was a lot of
You're screwed.
complaints about that.
Rip. Yeah, you might need to find a new subject for your channel.
Hello, my name is Dalaran,
Maybe.
and I'm a demon hunter all of a sudden.
I'm a demon hunter now because, well, rogues just, well,
Rogues.
rip.
Exactly.
Rogues are just rogues.
I just be like, rogues are just watch this and just show me killing a rogue while he's in stealth and just like,
Just
that's it.
watch this montage.
Just 50 different like variation of kills. Anyway,
Basically.
um, class halls we're talking about, right?
Class halls. Yes, I
Oh,
believe that is next.
okay. Um, class halls are going to be if you're again not informed, stop sleeping under a rock and read the news. But class halls is going to be an area where how do you describe it? It literally is a hall, sort of, kind of. It depends.
It is the closest thing to a guild hall you will ever get, but it's not for a guild.
There we go. It's
There,
it's for your
it is.
class.
This is to piss off all the people who wanted guild halls. It is the closest thing you'll ever get, but it's not for your guild. It's literally there just to piss off all the people that wanted the guild halls,
the
like me.
the idea behind class halls is there's going to be a huge like conglomerate of all the factions and races coming together and uniting not under the banners of Horde or Alliance, but under the banners of their class. So like paladins will go to this underground chamber under like a chapel, and they'll have this like
Lights hope.
Lights Hope Chapel, yeah, and they'll
Hmm.
have this like sanctuary with like paladins of all factions and races just coming together to do paladin things for this
Hmm.
expansion. And each class is supposed to have one. Not
Yep.
all of them have been revealed, but you can guess for
Yeah.
some of them. Pandaria, anybody who's a monk is going to go back to Pandaria, probably to the
Yeah.
White
Whatever
Ten
that
Temple.
whatever that temple is. I
Yeah.
don't even remember what it's called.
Death
But
Knights are going to go back to Necropolis most likely,
the yeah. Oh, of course. Yep.
or maybe ICC. That'll be interesting. Just take over.
No, I'm sure it'll be the necropolis thing, which is like right above, floating right above Lights Hope Chapel. So
Yeah,
basically, like Paladin, Death Knights right beside each other. Um,
I would have
but
just I would have liked
I,
ICC though, just the castle feel.
I guess. And then no, the Druids they have Moonglade, assuming they stick with Moonglade,
Yeah.
because that's one thing I always thought was cool is that back then like the Death Knights had the Necropolis, the Druids had Moonglade, which was like a place where they could go and just do Druid things. And or that's where they could go for like that's where their class trainers were. And I'm like that would be so cool for like no like every class to have that because when I first made my Death Knight, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. This is a place like just for Death Knights, or Moonglade is a place just for Druids to go and train. And then they added Pandaria, and they really like overdid it with that giant temple with like so much stuff to do. You could even actually train there, like do some like training quests to level up your monk. And so I was like, wow, like, no, I thought that the concept was cool before, but then like come Pandaria, I was like, well, that's really they really pushed it there, and I would love to see like more of that for like all of the classes. And so now it's like, hey, we're taking your ideas, we're doing something with them.
hmm One of the most exciting thing about class halls is people get to go back not to a new area where they created, but go back to different parts of Azeroth that
Mm-hmm.
they really don't
Yeah.
give people a reason to go back, but
Yeah.
both artifact weapons and class halls are going to have you do a quest somewhere
Mm-hmm.
outside of like the new zone. So I think it's just that's the most
Mm-hmm.
exciting thing ever. Just
Yeah, like
giving people a reason.
monks will travel back to Pandaria to get the staff that the first emperor used to cloud Pandaria in the mists originally. Um, like the Death Knights will have to go back to ICC to get the pieces of what was it, Frostmourne?
hmm
Is that it?
That's just Frost Death Knights. Unholy has its own story.
Oh well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
I think.
Um,
I hope.
then I guess enhancement shamans will get Doomhammer,
hmm
but then it's like, no, what will I get? Because I think Doomhammer would be so cool to have. So it's like, now what do I get then? Because what else is there for shamans? That's what I really want to know. But anyway, it's I want to know. I really want to know like what all the other class halls will be because like you have. you'll or no, not you, but the paladins will have Lights Hope, like the temple underneath Lights Hope.
Hmm.
The Death Knights will still have the necropolis. No, the monks will have their temple. The druids will still have Moonglade, assuming that's where they stay.
Yep.
Um, the rumor is that no, like you and like the rest of the rogues will have the sewers of Dalaran,
Yeah.
which I do like that actually because that actually it fits really well. The sewers of Dalaran for a rogue that suits you.
On the first thought, you would think like, well, suits me, yeah. But on the first thought,
The scum that you are.
yeah,
It's where you belong in the sewers.
exactly. Yeah, on the first thought, for rogues like Dalaran, we've been in Dalaran before. We've been in sewers. It's nothing special. But if you go back and look, like, there's like
Yeah,
a
it's like it's
tavern.
this
There's like
yeah, it's
shady
like this
dealers.
underground thing. Yeah, so that would actually make a lot of sense. And then there's me. I get a cave.
Yep.
I get a freaking cave.
Overlooking Maelstrom.
God.
At least you got a good sight. You have
It
a
better be a damn good cave. Like there better be a Starbucks in there. Like
all the commodities.
all the commodities.
NFL playing back somewhere.
Like
Hulu
flat
access.
screens,
Yeah.
Hulu, Hulu and Netflix. God.
Yeah.
Mm. So yeah. That's all I know. That's all I gotta say. It's just that cave better be damn nice.
I
So
agree. I agree. I hope mages get something cool. I actually hope mages don't get like thrown in Dalaran as well. Because like, well,
oh
actually,
yeah, I never thought about that. Like where the
well,
mages would go.
well, if mages are in like not sewers of Dalaran, but like an actual Dalaran, and then rogues are in the
Yeah.
sewers, it'd be a lot
Yeah.
like Death Knights and Paladins. Like they're not that
Yeah.
far
So
from them.
actually, like they would have like the Scarlet Hold.
Hmm.
I think wouldn't that be it? Yeah. So I could actually be if they decide to do that, I would be okay with that.
Yeah,
But no, if they decide to do something else, well, I'm definitely okay with that too. Um, where would hunters go?
somewhere in the
Like, I've
woods.
been trying to think. I've been trying to think about like where they would go.
I
I'm
would,
kind of curious.
if I was a hunter, I'd love to go to a cabin in Grizzly Hills.
Oh, Grizzly Hills, that'd be cool.
That music
Yeah,
that
that'd be
plays
yeah.
there.
That oh yeah, that'd be a really good one. That'd be really good.
It's like a cabin.
Okay,
There's
okay. Yeah, no, I see. I get it.
oh,
I
we
get it.
even forgot warlocks. You get to go to a whole new dimension. What the fuck is up with
Oh,
that?
that's right. Yeah, they have their own planet,
Yeah,
their own like what is it? Their own Legion portal world that they
yeah.
get to like teleport to. For God's sakes,
Lucky bastards.
lucky ass bastards. They get a planet. I get a cave. God.
Next on topic is Dalaran as main city. For again, anybody who's not informed, what they're doing is they're going to be moving Dalaran from Northern to the new area. That is going to be the new capital city that both factions can hang out at. There's going to be updates to it. I think they're going to make it a little bit bigger. They're doing extra additions onto the Violet Hold, which is a prison in Dalaran. If you played back in Wrath or leveled, then you got a dungeon in there. They're
Yeah,
gonna
they're
be
redoing the dungeon.
they're gonna be expanding the place a little bit. Last time we
Oh,
saw Dalaran, it was being purged of Blood Elves by Jaina, so it'll be interesting how it looks afterwards. They're still for just the commodity of lore. They're gonna keep a Dalaran in Wrath of the Lich King in
are they?
yeah Crystal
So
Shard.
it'll still be there.
Yeah, because if players
Oh,
need
that's
to
interesting.
access quests and everything just to not disrupt it,
Yeah,
they're gonna keep a Dalaran there, but that's just
yeah.
for just the purpose of the
But
area.
I feel like once you're a high enough level though, once you become level 100,
Hmm.
then it should be like a phase.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that way once you hit level 100, it shouldn't be in where Ice Crown anymore or wherever it was.
Yeah, I'd
Right,
actually
like right.
I would agree
Yeah,
with that.
because it would just be weird to have, like here's Dalaran still up in Northrend,
Hmm.
but then it's magically over here at the same time. So I feel like once you like it should just be like a phase, like up until you're level 100, it's in Dalaran, but then come level 100, no, you change phases and you no longer see it there, and it shows up over here in the Broken Isles
Yeah,
because it would make more sense.
yeah. On top of it, chances are people are not going to go back to the old Dalaran if there is a new one. So to
Hmm.
make this like more immersive lore, yeah, I would agree. Like
Hmm.
once you go to Northrend and once you already watched the Dalaran be moved to the Broken Isles, you shouldn't be able to see Dalaran
Yeah.
in the Crystal Pine
Unless
Forest or whatever the hell you call it.
unless you were to like group up with like a lower level player, then you could see it or something.
Yeah, that'll be well,
Because the only problem with that, I guess, would be that once you go level 100, well, then you're going to be in Dalaran with only level 100s or above, and none of like the lower level like players will be there with the higher level players. So basically, it's like they'll be separated.
mhm.
So like it's like if you join a group with like a lower level person, well, then the phase can switch back, and it'll be back in Northern, so you can still interact with like like your lower level friends or
Okay,
something like that.
yeah,
But
that
um,
I agree with that.
but when it comes to Dalaran, in general as the city, um, I'm okay with that. Just at first everyone was freaking out, like what the hell? That's so lazy of them. They just instead of making a whole new city, it's just they're gonna take Dalaran, which has been there forever,
Mhm.
and at first I was like, oh, and no, just like I said previously, when I first heard that, I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of weird. But after thinking about it for maybe like not even half an hour, no, my opinion changed. And it was just like, oh, well, I actually like that. I actually really like that because, first of all, Dalarange is a cool city.
Mhm.
And if what you say is true and that like they're going to make it bigger, I didn't hear that. Like you saying that just now is like the first time I've even heard of that. So if they do that, that would be great. I would love that. That'd make it even better than it would already be. But
Mhm.
no, Dalaran is just a good city in general. Even now in Draenor, it's still highly populated. People still go there.
Yeah.
Like if you're on Horde, there's like hardly. I mean, I guess depending what server you're on, there's hardly anyone in Argrimmar anymore, and there's hardly anyone in like Stormwind.
Mhm.
Well, Stormwind's usually a bit more populated, but or then like if you go back to Pandaria, the shrine's empty. Stuff like that. Back in Burning Crusade, Shatrath, the original Shatrath.
Mhm.
Now, no one goes there unless you're going like for some specific reason, but no one really goes there to hang out anymore, except for maybe like 0.1% of the population.
Mhm.
Um, so I like it that they're bringing back Dalaran just because it was a really cool city to begin with, and I actually just think it fits really well. It fits really well into the story that like the mages would move the city to be like the new base because, and I'm just happy to have a city again
Mhm.
because I mean, no, Burning Crusade we had Shatrath, Lich King, we had Dalaran. Then Cataclysm came, and it's like, well, we didn't really get any new cities because we didn't need any because we were just staying. The no Cataclysm was just going back to the original continents, and everything got like destroyed. Um, but then Pandaria came, no cities. We had like no shrines, but that wasn't really like a city or anything. It wasn't really like a social hub. And then Draenor, which we still had nothing. Um, we had, I mean, everyone says like, oh, yes, we did. You had a Storm Shield or a
That's
War
not a hub.
Spear.
That's
Yeah, yeah, that's you go there for PvP, but that wasn't no that's not like the big city feel that like Dalaran or Stormwind or Argrimmar has. Now, that's just some place to go just to like get your like daily PvP stuff done. And they also happen to have like a few vendors. So I'm really happy that they're actually bringing back like one um, neutral main city. I'm actually really excited about that.
yeah.
So
I agree on that. Last thing on the list is the new zone. Just from the looks of it, just the way that it looks and just
hmm
what it does. The new zone, from what I saw, and if you guys haven't seen the zone, definitely look up video just Legion. I'll go on the World of Warcraft website and go on like the Legion tab, and then just watch the cinematics of like just the areas and the zones. They're all very unique looking. The area of Broken Isles, I'm not exactly sure where it's at.
it's one of those continents kind of out there near the Maelstrom.
Yeah, if it has Tomb of Sergeros on it,
Oh yeah,
then it'll be like the kind of like the Goblin Isles, where the trolls
Kind
originally
of
kind
near
of lived at.
Kazan.
Yep.
Kazan, kind of near there, I guess.
hmm
Um, the only thing that I'm kind of concerned about is something I heard not too long ago. I forget where I heard this from. But it was like a part of the lore, and I think it was like Noble. Is that how you say his name? Noble. That
Uh,
was talking about it.
it's actually Noble, but yeah, everybody calls
Noble.
him Noble. There's an extra O
Yeah.
in there.
Is there? I thought it was an extra B.
Maybe it
Nobbel.
is. He's
It.
Polish, so like the way he
Yeah.
says it is different.
Yeah. But
It's his fault.
what he was saying is that it's weird, like that the Broken Isles are like the con or no, the new continent because originally back in like the Warcraft games, they said that like originally, Gul'dan actually rose the Broken Isles up from the bottom of the ocean. So they were just somewhere on the bottom of the ocean, and he actually rose them back up from the seafloor into like no the continent that it is. At least that's what no he was saying. That's what a Gul'dan originally did back in Warcraft.
hmm
But now they're saying, oh yeah, you're gonna have to like fight a race of elves that have been there for thousands of years. I was like, what the hell? Were they holding their breath?
Actually, yes. Um, well, if you I played through the original Warcraft with Illidan, and when he came to the Broken Isles to follow Gul'dan, which is where
Uh-huh.
he found the skull of Gul'dan. Originally,
Uh-huh.
that whole area was occupied by Nagas. Nagas are night
Mm.
elves that have been submerged in water,
Okay.
and just they pretty much had to form themselves into some different of living creature.
Uh-huh.
All that happened with the Queen Ajara when she was like, "Hey, demons, come over here. Hey, kill Jaden. I think I got the hots for you. Come over here. Marry me, and I'll give you the elf lands." And he was like, "All right." And then he's like, "Yep, you're just a side bitch. I'm just gonna take this over now." And then the Well of Eternity exploded. A good chunk of elves under her like faction or
Yeah.
whatever were like cast out, and they didn't have any land to go to, so they went into water, and then they turned to Nagas. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like what if they're like Nagas that have like turned back to elves, or the elves that didn't turn to
I guess.
Nagas? Because there was
That
just a
makes
lot
sense.
of unexplored land that has happened through Vanilla, BC, Wrath, um, Panda lands after Cataclysm, and spreading of the mist, and then Draenor. It is
Mm-hmm.
very possible that just a lot of things might have happened on there. Because again, there's demons and elf influences, so it's like those elves that use magic. So like very
Mm-hmm.
Ajara, like this like reckless kind of guys that they'll make a fireball and toss it in midair, and then the demon will spawn and be like, "Hey, give me a power." He'd be like, "Okay, sounds like fun."
Oh, okay.
They're like weird a bit,
Mm-hmm.
but I also saw
Um,
there was a lot of like very cool type of buildings. There's a very cool dungeon in there. There's a very cool like environment. There's a very cool people there too. So I was excited to see them as well, cause
oh, they were the ones that were like back in Lich King.
hmm
Oh, they have what is it? Basically the dungeon where it's like basically Valhalla.
yes,
Really nice and like in the clouds and stuff.
yeah,
Um, yeah, that's one of the main things I like that I'm actually really looking forward to about this expansion is it's kind of getting back to like the Legion, Burning Crusade type stuff.
hmm
But when it comes to I guess like the new zone, it seems to take a lot of elements that were in Lich King and like Northrend, which I think is great because no, that was no, basically everyone will no say that Lich King was like the best expansion ever, and I would agree with that. I actually would agree with that because Northrend is like my favorite place to be. Just like all the people there, all the races, like the stories there, the
hmm
lore and all that. And now it seems like they're bringing a lot of that lore and the style, I guess, of like I don't know, races, architecture, just I don't know, all of that stuff. They're kind of bringing it all over into this new expansion, and it's looking to be it looks like it's gonna have a similar feel to what Lich King was, at least when it comes to like the zones in a way, which is like a breath. Even though it's already been done in Lich King, it's almost like a breath of fresh air because we're going back to that, which was so good then. So
yeah,
I'm actually really excited.
yeah. Me too. I just
Me too.
it just I mean I could literally repeat what you said, and
Uh-huh.
it wouldn't help. It would be kind of a mute point.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I like the Varcold people. There was not a lot of lore when I leveled in Lich King to see them. So for me, it'll be like seeing the people that were in that expansion, seeing like what they do, just questing through their lands, learning the store, maybe some lore. For
Hmm.
me, it'll be a cool experience.
Yeah.
Overall, the zone again has a Lich King like feel. So if you know played your own Lich King, Wrath of the Lich King expansion, you'll almost get the same like feel that you haven't had. So people that
Yeah.
played through expansion will be like, "Wow, this is real nostalgic." Hopefully,
Hmm.
but people that never played through, they're like, "Wow, this
We'll
is what
get to know
I'm
how it felt.
exactly." It's like this is what I missed. So now I'm kind of like catching up with everybody that has seen this
Hmm.
kind of like gorgeous environment, and on top of it, it's gonna be all, you know, better graphics, better looking environment, just high detail everything, and
Hmm.
very
Yeah.
and
Get
the
excited.
the big elephant in the room is the moose in the trailer, the
Yes.
Bullwinkle
Yes.
looking.
Bullwinkle. There better be a Bullwinkle Easter egg somewhere in there.
Makes me wonder if Tauren can like change their horns to be like an antler instead.
I would be okay with that actually. Just it can just be like a haircut you can get from like the barber shop.
Yeah,
Just get your horns replaced with like the moose antlers.
because
I'd be okay with this.
they had a version of Tauren back in Wrath, except they were like not exactly like cow-like. They were like more um
Bull, wasn't it?
yeah, bull-like. Like the face was more like
Yeah.
squished together. And people were telling like, why can't you just like have a normal Tauren or like the flat-faced Tauren? And it's like
Mm-hmm.
the Tauren or Tonka, which is literally the same thing, it's just different name.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be kind of cool if they like added more choices just for Tauren,
Yeah.
class-wise, customization-wise, all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also had like the cows in Mists of Pandaria that were pretty much like Tauren, the Ordos.
Yeah.
They were way more bull-like, a lot more like
Oh yeah, that might have been what I was
alpha
thinking of.
looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like they were literally are Tauren, exactly the same species. So it's like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be cool if they were
Mm-hmm.
like to go back and with all the classes like races, give them more like customization options.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. I wonder how the new zone just from the looks of it. I just wonder what will be Alliance property, what will be Horde property, because they said like they want to have a lot more. They want to keep the whole Horde versus Alliance struggle going. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be interesting to see just what areas Alliance will hold. Horde, what will be the Horde stronghold there? Of course, everybody will be in Dalaran, but it's just like once you're questing, like I
Yeah.
don't know, it's exciting.
It is exciting. It's so exciting.
All right,
I'm happy. I'm
ditto.
happy.
Alrighty, guys, this is all the topics that we covered, wanted to
This is all we
cover.
could think of.
This is all the topics that we wanted to cover in the video. We might come back and cover other topics if there's anything new announced. So if you enjoy watching the video, and hopefully you guys were able to catch up to Demon Hunters, Artifact Weapons, class changes, class halls, Dalaran being moved, and the new zone. So yeah, any last thoughts?
And any if there's any other topics you want to hear us talk about, be sure to leave them in a comment below. If you like this video and want to talk about and you want to see us talk about more stuff, be sure to let us know that. Give this video a like, thumbs up, whatever. Give us hugs in the comments. I like hugs. And we
Also,
will see you all next time. Oh no, he has something to say. Okay.
Darizus a link again in the description below if you guys want to check him out. He does all the workout videos, let's plays, and wants to start doing tech videos. So be sure to go over there, give him hit the subscribe button, and watch some of his
Bring
videos.
me love. Bring me love.
There we go.
Bring. And for any of you that happen to be watching this on my channel already, go down and click on Dalaran's channel and go sub to him too. Even like he needs it, right?
Shameless cross
Yeah.
promotion.
Yeah. Shut up. Okay. All right. All right, that being said, bye everyone.
Thanks for watching.